everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going to be going over a 2021 Ram 1500 Laramie and comparing it to a 2021 Chevy 1500 LTZ. First and foremost, a huge shout out and thank you to the Dodge Ram and then the Chevy here in Provo for providing us with both of the trucks. Check out their inventory in the link below. Let's get straight into the video. Going under the hoods of both the trucks, let's start off with the Laramie. So under the hood of the Laramie, we have a naturally aspirated 5.7 liter Hemi V8 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 15 around town and then 21 on the highway, with power outputs being 395 horsepower and then 410 pound-feet of torque. Now, going over to the Chevy, we have a naturally aspirated 6.2 liter V8 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 16 around town and then 21 on the highway, with power outputs being 420 horsepower and then 460 pound-feet of torque. So slightly better fuel economy and more power and more torque. Slightly worse fuel economy around town and then less power and less torque. Let's go over the front ends of both of the trucks. Again, starting with the Laramie. So you've got the standard hood here on the Ram 1500. So you're gonna have like those two like center bulges that you could just like put racing stripes on, just a hint, hint, wink, wink. But anyways, you got the 1500 Hemi 5.7 liter badging right there. And then you can see you've got full LED lights here, and that's how bright they are, extremely bright. Fog lights just down below, and then you've got all of your parking sensors here on the front, chrome all around because this is the Laramie package. And coming over to the Chevy, you can see you've got the 6.2 L badge there at the top, and you got like the hood bulges, and looks pretty muscular, looks pretty crazy. Full LED lights just like on the Ram, the reflector lights just like on the Ram, and then you can see the C-shaped LED light right there. And then you got the parking sensors all along the front, chrome again because this is the LTZ. So you can see they've got different front ends, but the elements are similar, right? LED lights, chrome, and hood bulges. Yeah, buddy. Let's go over the tire and wheel setup on both of the trucks. So 275mm tires, 275mm tires, 20-inch wheels, 20-inch wheels. So they are the same, but you can see a little bit different on the tire setup. So you kind of look at the tread pattern there, whereas the Chevy, this one would do a little bit better in the snow compared to what the Ram has. You got full chrome wheels. The wheels on the Ram, definitely from like a design standpoint, look a lot better than what the Chevy has, but the Chevy has a little bit better tire. So it's kind of a mixed bag. You guys can see the suspension right there with the Ram, and then coming over to the Chevy, you guys can see part of the suspension right there. You've got the Z71 logo right there on the Chevy, and then over on the Ram, you've got the Ram logo. Chrome on both of the mirrors with the trucks, and that is everything for the side. Let's go over the beds of both of the trucks. So going over to the Chevy, you can see that you've got this plastic liner right here, and then you have the spray and bed liner for the rest of the bed. You've got the LED lights right here, and then the Chevy does come with a power outlet here in the back. And then you got the little cargo light up there with the camera. We'll go over the camera a little bit later. And this is the shorter size bed. Coming over to the Ram, this one doesn't have a bed liner, but you get a free cardboard box with the truck. No LED bed lights with the truck, but you can get that as an option. You can also get a bed liner as an option. And then you see the cargo light there at the top. And then again, this is the shorter sized bed. Now you can see the taillights with both of the trucks, and let's actually get into that with both of them. So the Ram with the taillights look a little bit cleaner with the LEDs, definitely a little bit sharper than what the Chevy has, but the Chevy LED lights still look really good in my opinion. I really like the shape of them and how they kind of like come up right there. The Ram kind of slants down, which is a little bit different, but they still look good. You've got all the chrome badging here on the back. You've got the chrome exhaust tips, chrome bumper. Same thing with the Chevy over here. You've got all the chrome. Towing capacity on the Chevy is right around 9,300 pounds. The Ram is about 11,000 pounds, so towing capacity is just a little bit higher on the Ram. But yeah, there's one more look at the rear of both the trucks. Now let's take a look at the door panel here for the Ram. So you can see you've got all this soft touch here with the white stitching. You have the suede just up above. You've got the stitching here at the top as well. And then coming over to the seats, you can see similar story with that. You've got all the suede that goes throughout with all this soft touch, and you've got the nice piping on the seats on top of that. And then under this floor mat is actually a little ice bucket, and then you got the Ram plaque, which is another neat little feature. But let's pop in. You guys probably can't see me very well because it's coming into nighttime, but I'm 5'11", I've got a good amount of headroom, and then legroom is pretty solid as well. Got a couple of cup holders right here, and you've got the continuation of that wood trim. You've got a couple of USBs, full power outlet, and then this actually pulls down to be like a giant center console thing. Definitely pretty cool setup. A little bit cooler than what Chevy has, but similar functionality as what the Chevy has with that, and as everything for the back of the Ram. Now coming to the back of the Chevy, you can see you've got the soft touch here, you've got the stitching just up above, and then you got the nice wood grain trim right there. And then coming to the seats, you can see again you've got the leather with the stitching, white contrasted stitching, and then yes, you do have the little storage space just behind on that. And then just underneath the seat, you can see you've got a little bit of extra storage space, rubber floor mats, and let's pop in this bad boy as well. So stepping height's pretty good. Sorry if you can't see me very well, but I'm 5'11", legroom pretty decent. Got a couple of cup holders, and you can see down here vents, couple of heated seats right there, and then this is what I was talking about. So you can see the cup holder thing, not as cool as what the Ram has, but it gets the job done. Now here's the door panel for the Ram. So you've got all of the soft touch here with the stitching that goes across, suede inserts again with the wood trim, and then you got the stitching there at the top. All of your window controls, you got your mirror control right there to power fold in the mirrors. You've got your adjustments for the memory seats, and then you've got the seats here at the front. So you've got the piping again in Laramie, you've got all the suede inserts that go throughout, and you got the piping again on the side. Pretty nice with the bolsters. Adjustments for the seat are right there on the side. You've got your floor mats here, there's the pedal layout, and then you guys probably can't see this very well, but you actually have the adjustment for the pedals, and then you got the parking brake right here, light control in this little area, and then there's one more look before we pop into the Laramie. So here's the steering wheel with the Laramie. So you got smooth leather all around, and then you've got the black stitching there in the center. We've got the cruise control right there on that side, the gear limiter, and then over here you've got the controls for the voice commands. You've got the controls for the center stack, radio controls on the back of the steering wheel, and then you got little stock for the windshield wiper. And other than that, pretty straightforward setup with the steering wheel. Here is the center gauge cluster. You can see you've got RPMs on the left side, and you got the speed over on the right side, and then you have that center screen which will give you vehicle information. I do like the off-road status, pretty cool, but pretty straightforward setup. It'll show you like fuel economy, your trip computer, you got your trailer tow, audio, messages, all that stuff. You guys can read the screen as well as me. Pretty straightforward setup, and it looks good. So we've got the 12-inch display here with the Laramie. We've got the gear selector just over here. So you can see with the gear selector, you've got your park, reverse, neutral, drive, all that. Pretty straightforward. It's the little dial shifter. Next to it, you've got your two-wheel drive. You've got your four-wheel auto, four-wheel high, and then four-wheel low with the true neutral. And then with the rest of the 12-inch display, you can see you've got the climate controls that flank either side on the 12-inch display. And then at the bottom, you can see you've got the controls for the parking sensors, turn them on or off, your tow haul mode, your stability control, and then you can see the trailer brake controls, and at the top is just the hazard lights. Actually, going into the 12-inch display, if we pop it into reverse, you can see that the camera aspect of it will pop up. You've got a regular camera with the little trajectory lines, nothing too crazy, and then yes, you can zoom in if you'd like with the camera. And then down below, you can see you've got your controls for the heated seats, heated steering wheel, all that kind of stuff, and it does come with ventilated seats with the Laramie. And then yes, you do have the dual zone climate, which you can control via the touchscreen. You've got the navigation right here, and then in terms of response time on the screen, it's actually pretty solid with that, and that is everything for the 12-inch display. Now I've got this whole center console area, so you guys can see you've got the felt on the inside, pretty straightforward. This goes backwards and forwards, and then you can see down here you can hold a phone. You've got a couple USBs right there, full power outlet just at the bottom, and then going over to the glove box, pretty straightforward setup again, lined with felt, and of course my phone decides to just die, but you guys can see you've got stitching right there on that aspect, and that is everything for that part. Up top here, you can see you've got the control to lower down the tailgate. You've got the light controls right there as well, and then you got the control to open up the rear window, which you just press that button right there, and then the rear window will just pop right up. Nothing too crazy, but that is everything for the top here. Now I've got the door panel here for the Chevy. So you can see you've got all the soft touch here. You've got all the soft touch at the top with the stitching. And then you can see you've got the memory seat controls right there. All of your window controls, mirror controls, all that, pretty straightforward. And then here are the seats at the front. So again, you've got the full leather seats right here. Adjustments there on the side of the seat. And then you've got rubber floor mats just down below. Over here, you've got a bunch of controls. This is the drive mode select, as well as the trailer tow. You've got your drive line select. So you've got your auto, your 2-wheel high, your 4-wheel high, 4-wheel low. And then you got your fog lights just right there, and then you have the light controls right here. And that is one more look before we pop in. Now let's quickly go over things in the Chevy. So you can see you've got smooth leather all around with the steering wheel, and then you can see you've got all of your voice command controls right here. You've got the controls for the center stack. You've got the cruise control over here, your collision assistance, heated steering wheel. Again, black stitching right there. You've got radio controls on the back of the steering wheel. You've got the little shifter right there to shift the gears yourself with the column shifter. And then over here, you've got the windshield wiper stock. And then next to it again, you've got that drive mode select. So you can see, pop it over, you've got the trailer mode, and then you've got the 3 different drive modes. So it'll go from the normal to the sport to the off-road. Pretty straightforward setup. And then with the rest of the gauge cluster, most of it's analog, right, with the RPMs and then the speed, and then you do have that little center screen which you can kind of customize. You've got the home screen, the information tab, the music tab, you've got the navigation tab, the phone tab, and then the settings tab as well. Pretty good setup right there. Coming over to the center screen, response time on the center screen is actually pretty solid. And now going over the camera aspect of it, you guys can see the backup camera, pretty good with the resolution, and you've got a bunch of different views. So you guys can see there's so many different views with this camera system all over the truck. It is absolutely insane, all of the stuff that you can actually see with the truck. Really good camera system in general, and yes, it does have a cargo camera. So compared to what that particular Ram has that we're comparing this to, this definitely is better on the camera aspect. All of your analog controls to the radio just down below. Analog climate controls just down below that little area. And then over here, you've got your heated ventilated seats. You've got your hill descent control, little power outlet. And then you got your stability control hazard lights right here. This is to raise or lower the tailgate. Auto stop start, your parking sensors, your lane departure assistance, trailer brake controls, and then you can see you've got a little 12 volt here, full power outlet. Extra storage in this area, a couple cup holders. Got the center console, which pretty decent on the storage. Coming over to the glove box, again, pretty decent on the storage with the glove box as well. You got like nice soft touch stitching all around on that. And then here at the top, you've got a power sliding window with this, just like the Ram, no sunroof. And then this one has the camera mirror system. So another little bit of tech that the Ram doesn't have. Let's quickly go over pricing with both of the trucks. So this 1500 LTZ stickers for about $61,000, and then this 1500 Laramie stickers for about $58,000. So there's about a $3,000 price difference between both of the trucks. Now, obviously, we do have to pick a winner, so let's quickly go over everything. So from an exterior styling perspective, I think they're both good-looking trucks. I think the Ram looks slightly better than the LTZ from an exterior perspective. From a technology perspective, the LTZ has a little bit more than the Ram, but it also costs a little bit more. From the interior, the Ram does have a little bit of a nicer interior, a little bit better ride quality compared to the Chevy, but they're pretty close on a ride quality perspective. So if I were to pick a winner today, I'm gonna go with the LTZ, believe it or not, because of the 6.2 V8, has more power, has more torque, and the fuel economy is actually a little bit better, a little bit more with the tech. I understand it's a little bit more expensive. I understand the interior is not as nice, but it just has a little bit more bang for your buck to an extent. I know I'm gonna make all the Ram people mad, but just in this particular comparison, this LTZ wins. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below which truck you'd pick, if you would rather pick the Ram 1500 Laramie or the Chevy 1500 LTZ. And again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Dodge Ram here in Provo, and then also the Chevy here in Provo for providing us with both the trucks. Check out their inventory in the link below. I'll see all of you in the next video.